Hello, Capricorn. Welcome back to the Spirit's Path. And this is your October horoscope for 2021. And just to recap for the year, all right, everybody's started out with the ancestor. They're listening to their universal beat and moving forward, and they're dedicated to walking that spiritual path. And once they cross those birch trees. In January, you started out with the Eight of Vessels in rebirth. You immersed yourself into the waters. You came out clean, pure, holy, refreshed, rejuvenated. And, you're thinking, great, man, that's how I'm going to start my year off. February, there was some jealousy involved with the Three of Arrows. And hopefully you weren't jealous of somebody, because if you were putting blessings on them. If not, hopefully the blessings were coming upon you. But as a result of that, you've gained some respect in March with that Nine of Bows, Capricorn, that respect card. The Woodwoes came out, looked you in the eyes and said, you know what, you're ready to continue on this path. I have respect for the decisions you made, in this rebirth journey that you're on. April, you had the Woodward join you on your path as you're walking throughout the year, and it was all about strength and courage. And life lessons card as well, okay, to move forward on your spiritual path. In May, the King of Stones was walking on the other side of you with this Woodward. And this respectful path that you have for the forest with the Woodward, he recognizes it, and the King of Stones recognize it. And he's asking you the question, where is life offering you its riches? And, maybe you were able to reflect on that back in May. Because in June, Capricorn, you started working on your creativity, being grounded in what you were doing. You have the horse there as well as the bull, so that's Taurus energy. It's also slow-moving night energy of the Knight of Stones in the horse. All right, but, this was something where, you could let your creativity flow. All right, and maybe that's where life is offering you riches, from the King said. And as things were moving in July, you just felt like they weren't going fast enough. You were missing the target. You were looking at it saying, you know what, I'm getting frustrated with this process of what's going on. And, you weren't too happy with not hitting the mark. So you took some time in August, and you reflected a little bit. You looked at the moon. All right, you started looking at your emotions. You started saying to yourself, how do I get back into this creative flow that July took me out of? All right, and maybe you came to terms with starting over, with a new beginning or whatnot, gaining insight into your fears. And then last month was all about instruction. I feel that you were the child here. You were getting instruction. Maybe it's instruction on how to crochet or knit or whatnot. Maybe it's an instruction on that skill set. And if it could be the other side too. Maybe you're the instructor. Maybe you're teaching another person how to do that skill set that you have to open up that creativity that you had back in June. So, Capricorn, let's see what October has for you. And I'll draw one card, and then we'll draw 4 other cards for those weeks. Okay, Capricorn. So the theme for this month, for October for you, the Ace of Stones and the foundation of life. Now, aces are new beginnings. Stones is all about security, stability, and materialism. And the foundation of life, if you look at that card, you see the maze that's on that stone. And that's the same maze that's in the World Tree. Okay, now anytime you start out on a new journey with the Ace or with the Wanderer or the World Tree, you have to look at what your foundation was. Is it solid? Is it built on bedrock? Do you have a good solid foundation for the game plan? Okay. If you don't, okay, what happens is when the rain comes or when trouble comes, it swipes you off your feet. all right, and just take stuff away from you, okay? Anytime you're developing a relationship, you want to have that nice, stable, secure foundation. Anytime you want to start a project, you want to have the right people in place to make sure that that project, takes off the way it is. You want to make sure you have the right information. Does that say everything's going to run smoothly for you? No, because you do have to walk that maze of life. But at the same time, by having that strong foundation, Capricorn, okay, you can take that instruction from last month, whether it's something that you were instructing or something where you were receiving instruction, to move forward, to give you that solid foundation, okay, for the rest of this year. So let's look at that first week of October. That first week of October is represented by the Ace of Bows, or the Ace of Arrows, Breath of Life. So 2 aces here, Capricorn. The aces start off the theme of the month and then that first week, okay? Let's take a look at that second week. 2 of Bows, Decision. Third week, King of Arrows, Kingfisher. And in the fourth week, 10 of Vessels and Happiness. So Capricorn, there you have the month, starting out with that Ace of Stones in the foundation of life. Now, October is also going to be tough for all the signs. You've got Mercury going retrograde the first 3 weeks. So, as you look at, how your October is playing out, you have to have that strong foundation. And maybe this first week with Mercury in the retrograde, you're sitting back a little bit and you're taking on that Ace of Arrows opportunity. Again, this is new opportunity of developing a thought pattern. Arrows is all about air energy. It's all about mental logic, reasoning, okay? If you can put yourself into a good mental framework during this Mercury retrograde, okay, Capricorn, you can set the foundation for what's going on for the rest of this month. And it's looking really good with the other cards that are down there. So spend this first week with new thought processes, right? Maybe it's clearing out old thought process that you have, all right, and becoming more positive, have a positive frame of mind, to develop that Ace of Stones mentality. During the second week, it's represented by the 2 of Bows and Decision. This second week of October, you are going to have to make a decision, okay? What I like about this, though, is whatever decision it is, whether it's career or personal or spiritual, whatever, however you want to look at it, the bows are firmly planted in the ground. And you're at the highest point right now. You're on top of that mountain, okay? So, you've got that stability and security of the mountain underneath you. The bows are planted firmly within that stable ground that you have. Okay, so you're well grounded in this decision. Either you go left or you go right, up or down, however you want to look at it. But bows is all about action. Okay, it's all about fire energy and creativity energy. So even though you sat back the first week and were thinking about things, you're going to have to take action in that second week. Take action to strengthen that foundation that you're setting up in October. And then in the third week, the King of Arrows shows up. Now, the king, rules the kingdom, and again, arrows is about logic and reasoning. So, when this king shows up, either through companion at work or significant other, or maybe this is you, right? When you're thinking about this King of Arrows and how it relates to your foundation of life, the king's asking you, what must you focus on clearly? Now, you had to make that decision last week, in that second week of October, Capricorn. And now the king's showing up saying, you've made the decision. What do you need to focus on clearly to give you that strong foundation of life? As you're moving through this month, who else can give you good advice, good counsel, besides the king? And it's all related to that decision in the second week. You know, is there a financial person you can talk to? Is there somebody you talk to about your home? You know, if you want to do home equity, is there something that, you know, on a personal level, you know, that you can talk to that, you know, to help out with the relationship? Whatever it is that you need to do, find that counsel, okay, to give you the ability to ask the questions needed to give you that strong foundation. Because when you do that, what happens is the Ten of Vessels shows up. And, you know, you got, even though, you know, the Ace of Stones is stones, you've got all four of the elements here. So the decision that you made in that second week and talking with the right people in the third week has led you to the path where you're going to be happy. There's going to be so much abundant water energy flowing through, okay, and emotional energy, that it's not going to be able to wash away that foundation that you set up, that strong foundation for this month. And as a result, it's going to help you become overjoyed. All right, there's so much water there that's going to fill you up, so much emotional energy that's going to fill you up, that you're not going to be able to capture it all. And as a result of that, you're going to be happy. And that happiness, you know, leads to that positivity. And it's all because you're setting up a solid foundation with that Ace of Stones, that foundation of life. All right, no water can wash away that great foundation that you have in what you set up this month in October, Capricorn. So there you have it. That's today's this month's card of the month. Your October horoscope, Capricorn. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel and share it with others. And this is D for Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you in the month of November. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.